Okay, so first off here, this is our power distribution board. Now what this does is this will provide power to all of your speed controllers, which will then power and control your motors. So a lot of other kits that you'll see on the market these days, they don't come like this. They do come in parts, and they do require quite a lot of soldering and previous knowledge to this type of hobby. In this case, what we've done to make it a bit quicker and easier for you guys, we have put most of this together. So we've put plug-ins on these. These will go to power your electronic speed controllers. If there is ever an issue with your electronic speed controller or a motor, this way, having these plugs, it is nice and simple just to remove them, plug it in, and off you go again. So it's nice and easy, rather than being out in the field, something happening and thinking, well, now what do? I don't have a soldering iron with me. So again, much simpler there. We do also have the power cord connected on there as well. This is a Dean's plug. Mine's actually fed through the top of my frame. It just seems to work a little bit better with the battery that I run, but that's an individual preference, and you can also sort of put that anywhere you like. Alright, so with these, this whole board is powered, so one thing you do want to keep in mind as well, don't ever touch anything across these terminals. You probably will fry something and see a little bit of smoke. Just always sort of be careful when you're working with this. Okay, now the next thing that we have here is the arms. Now each arm, or leg, whichever way you want to look at it, will come already pre-installed with a 980 kilovolt brushless motor. These ones here, we generally run and will provide a 10 by 4.5 propeller to run with. So these do give you a fairly good battery life, between 15-20 minutes flight time, depending again on what battery you use there, but that's roughly an average. Now these also are made, and we've put on as well the connectors here. So as I said, if there's an issue with an arm, a speed controller or anything, you can unplug them from here. Obviously you take the zip ties off to make it a little easier, but you unplug them, nice and easy. You just unplug those three and these two, and you can swap that over. Whether it's a motor or a speed controller, it's just as easy. Okay. Now again, same thing when you're putting it into the power distribution board. Same thing. They're nice and ready, nice and simple, ready to go. Plug straight in. Not too hard at all. Now with these, it is generally important that you do keep the heat shield, the heat sink. It's a bit hard to see, and you can't actually see it because it has a plastic wrapping over it, but you can see the shape of a square on your speed controller. These do always need to be facing up. This way it does get the most wind down from your propellers there. Okay. And also the little lugs there are what we are going to be screwing in, the screws into the frame to secure it on there. And this wire here, this servo connector will actually be going to your flight controller. Now you will be provided with 5 of these. One just for an auxiliary in case there's anything else you wish to add into the future, but the main reason for these is 4 of these will be used to control each motor, and these will be running from your flight controller and your receiver in between the two. Okay, now propellers. Propellers will come with 4, well, you will need 4 separate, sorry, 2 of each kind of propeller. So you'll have 2 right propellers and 2 left. Now I'm not sure if you can see this in the video, but the actual shapes of these are different. One says right and one says left. Now what you want to be doing on a quadcopter is all of your propellers, you should always have your top propellers spinning inwards. So this raised edge, we want it to be spinning inwards. Now the other side, same thing, we want it to be spinning in. So the raised edge, we have spinning in. On the bottom, we have the opposite. So for the bottom propellers, we have the raised edge on the outside, as these ones will be spinning towards the outside, and the top will be spinning towards the inside. Okay. Now with the propellers on the arms, they do have small spaces. Now these spaces will also come included in your pack in case you do choose to use different motors or anything like that in the future. But these spaces, you pretty much need to find the right spacer that will fit your shaft for your propeller nice and snugly. Once you've figured out which one that is, make sure you've trimmed off any dags finally off the edge, as there sometimes are a few little bits of extra plastic there. Make sure that fits inside your propeller, and then you simply put your propeller straight on, followed by a washer that is provided. Followed by a nut. Which once tightened is then followed by your locking nut. Okay, so that's nice and easy, and we will go over that very quickly because it is quite simple as we are doing the final finishing touches. Because generally when you are testing your quadcopter, it's important to never have your propeller on there. I have seen it myself and I've learned once and will never do it again. You do not want to have your propeller on there while you're testing things. If for whatever reason things go the wrong way or even the right way, and you're up close and personal like this, it can end up in your face in a heartbeat and you won't know what to do. Okay. Now receivers, here I have an AR500 Spectrum receiver. I tend to use this, and I haven't really had much of a problem with it at all really, with my DX6i transmitter. Is looking a little bit worse for wear, but I can assure you she is all good there. Now transmitters, you can use many different sorts. You would at least need a minimum of a 4-channel transmitter. If you do want anything extra, which I'd probably suggest at least getting a 5 or 6, this way if you do wish to have anything else added on there, whatever it is, whether it's retractable landing gear, you know, sort of GPS or anything like that, or FPV where you have your first person view camera that you can switch cameras and such, you may need other channels as well. But just for a beginner, for flying and learning to fly, a 4-channel will be fine.